Good morning. It is 8:15 in the French Alps. I'm so very tired, but the rain is coming. I want to run up to this viewpoint to see Mont Blanc, which may or may not happen. If I don't do it now, I don't think I'm going to be able to in the non-rain. Dry in the dry. So that's what I'm doing. It's been 28 degrees for the last few days. Beautiful sunshine, like absolutely incredible weather. Went running down around Lake Annecy yesterday. And now the weather's turned quite a bit, but it's lovely and cool, which is good for running. And the mountains look so dramatic, like cloaked in cloud. I've never run in the French Alps before. I mean, God, it's like an absolute playground. You could go as hard as you like, up practically sheer mountainsides. I'm going to stick to some gentler trails, I think. Well, the trail I was going to do is blocked off, and so I ran a bit further downhill to get to another part of it to go up that. And that's blocked off too. Now I've got to literally go back to the beginning and take a gravel track up, I guess. I love it, there are so many trails. You would never get bored here. And I know that for a fact because I've got colleagues who live here and they're definitely not bored people. They're also a lot fitter than I am. Whew. There are cows and sheep on the mountains. And they've all got bells around their necks. And the sheep have sheepdogs to protect them, not German shepherds. I can't believe to protect them from wolves. I heard that, I was like, where can I see a wolf? At a distance, safe and friendly distance. Oh my God, I don't have the energy to be running uphill right now. But look at the view. I feel like I'm walking through a Milka advert without any Milka. I said this in a previous video as well, but running has completely transformed how I experience going to new places because I can just explore them on such a different level. You know, not just like driving or walking to like a tourist place or whatever. You just get to run around on just literally wherever the path takes you. That is so amazing. Oh, there's sunshine. Oh my God, look at that road in the valley. I'm also glad I've got you guys. I really love running alone, like I really love it. I like running with other people too, but I really love running alone. But sometimes you see stuff like this and you're like, well, I'd like to share that with somebody. I appreciate the GoPro is not the best tool for this job because it's so wide lens you can't see what I'm seeing, but I highly recommend coming here. I'm just above Manigod, near the Cluse, in the Aravis Alps. It's great. I don't eat cheese anymore, but I appreciate being in the home of Roublichon. Did I say it? You can hear these chaps a mile away. Well, they're not chaps, chapesses. Thank God. It's so lovely. Oh my God, this is a bit steep. Oui. VTT is mountain biking in French. Woo! This would actually be flipping amazing mountain biking. I'm having such a good time. It is so beautiful in these woods. This is my favourite kind of forest, like high altitude, evergreen woodlands. I just love them. It's like this in Wales, Scotland, Canada. I love them so much. I find it so relaxing and peaceful. There's something about them that really soak up the sound. It's just amazing. I can feel the first spots of rain as well. And like an idiot, I didn't bring my raincoat, even though I knew I was chasing a storm, or rather running away from one. Not that far, I think I've got like 3k to go. Mostly downhill as well, so hopefully it shouldn't take too long. I don't know why I've chosen running downhill to talk, but that's all I got left now, I think. That's all I got left. When planning stuff like this, like to me, this was like a 6k run in very not familiar territory at all, because I've never been here before, but familiar terrain. Like it's very similar to what I'm used to. I don't run at 1600 meters very often, but I have been at this altitude before, I've been in these environments before, and I run on these types of trails quite often, so I know what to look out for. But I also live in an area of upland moorland, where the weather changes very suddenly and the temperature can drop really quickly. So I'm aware of that kind of stuff too, and these things are really important to be aware of when you're running in any kind of mountainous or upland area, because not only is the terrain, like you really need to be aware of what your feet are doing and what is coming up in front of you. You need to be aware that at any moment, like you could get hail, you could get like really cold rain, the temperature can drop really quickly. If you're in cloud, the temperature can drop really quickly because cloud is just suspended water, and that water can be really cold. You also need to be careful that paths might be shut like these. I don't know why the trails at the bottom were shut earlier, but obviously conditions on the ground can change quite quickly, so you can have rock falls, landslides, whatever, like forestry organisations might close paths suddenly, so you need to be able to reroute. And you need to take that into account. And it's funny because when I was sailing like across the Atlantic, you basically plan like, okay, well, I think it's going to take me a month, but if I have to sit out a storm, like take the sails down and just bob around for a bit, or if I get blown off course, you know, let's plan for 6 weeks to 2 months, and let's take that much water and that much food, just to be on the safe side. So you've got that buffer of emergency, and that's exactly what you need. Whoa. Sorry, I got distracted by a view there. It is amazing. That's exactly what you need when you're running too. And running in a lot of places, like if you're running in a city and you get lost, or you hurt yourself, or it turns really cold and rainy, whatever, like you need some money so you can get a bus or a taxi home. You know, with a phone, that helps too, because you can use your phone to pay these days a lot of the time, but still a little bit of money helps. But when you're in the mountains or anywhere like upland where really changeable weather, if you're trail running at all, you can injure yourself quite easily if you're looking at the camera instead of looking at the roots below your feet. You really need to be prepared for that. I am not a very good example of that right now, because I brought water and I brought a packet of tissues, my phone and my camera. That is not good mountain trail running planning. Don't copy me. What I should have brought was a raincoat. I don't really need a GPS beacon because I'm not actually that far and I'm not in very dangerous terrain. But if I was going up a much more exposed mountainside, then I would have taken a GPS beacon with me as well. I don't own one, I'd like to say, because I don't live in this environment, but I'm currently away with work and they have them for this exact scenario. So you want a raincoat, you want at least a little bit of food with you. Even if you're going for something like 6k, like this has now turned into an 11k run because of trail closures. So, you know, like I'm okay, but if it gets more than that, I'm going to start getting really hungry, and then you get tired. When you get tired, you stop picking your feet up so much, and then you can trip more, and you're just not paying attention and all this kind of stuff. So you want to have fuel with you. You definitely want to have water. I would say that's one of the most important things. A rain jacket is really good, because even if it's not raining, if you have to stop, you're going to get cold so quickly. Like if I stop now, I just met some friends up the top, they're hiking this route, and they're all like, you know, they've got raincoats and everything. I'm just stopping to talk to them for a couple of minutes. Like my hands went numb, so I needed to leave and like carry on running. So you get cold really quickly. So a waterproof jacket is really good because it keeps the wind off and just keeps you that little bit warmer if you do need to stop. You really need to plan, not for the worst, but certainly for the pretty poor. And obviously it depends, like again, this route is not exposed. It's in woodland. Not all of it, but a lot of it is in woodland. I'm not that far from anywhere. Like, I mean, I'm not that far from the place I'm staying, really. And there are like huts everywhere. So I wouldn't have to go very far to find aid, but still, that's not really that much of an excuse. Where am I? Ooh, speaking of huts. I mean, what a view. Does it actually get better than that? I don't think it does. I just don't think it does. Unless it was snowing, in which case it probably would. What are these? Oh, they're cows. It's like bloody Glastonbury here. All you can hear are like wind chimes and the cowbells, and I do really love it, but it's so funny. So you want to always be prepared when you're trail running, especially this kind of environment. Oh, I know I'm back because I can hear construction near where I'm staying. Well, this has been, ooh, what's this? A sleeping waterfall. Anyway, this has been a phenomenal run, like absolutely phenomenal. I don't even think it's going to be 11 actually, I think it's going to be 10. Yeah, if you want a trail running playground, come to Manigod or Cluse, the Aravis Alps. Probably anywhere in the Alps to be perfectly honest, but you get to go to Annecy as well if you come here, and Annecy is amazing. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling and go back to my chalet and get in the shower and then have something to eat somehow. I don't know where I'm going to find some food, but I will. Thanks for coming along, and I will see you in the next one. Bye. I'm really glad I beat the rain.